Day 3, all packed up, ready to go. That's where I slept last night. Just to give you some perspective, the Appalachian Trail goes from Georgia all the way up to Maine, the northern part of Maine. I've been hiking hard for 2 days. This is how much I've done. A fingertip, a pinky tip. This is how much I've done in 2 days, hiking hard. So with only 2/3 of a liter of water, at this point, my pack weighs just over 25 pounds. When I started out the trip, fully loaded, my pack was 34 pounds. So figure I'm minus about 3.5 pounds of water. My pack's down about 6 pounds since I started. All right, Mr. Murray, thank you for letting me stay in your shelter last night. There's something very mentally soothing about being in a building with 4 walls and a lock on it, especially when I know that there are bears around. Today, I'm about 6.5 miles from High Point, so I'm gonna make it to there, and then we're gonna see how it goes. It's exactly 7 a.m. If I can make the push, I'm gonna make it. We'll see. Good morning, by the way. All right, I'll try to zoom in here. That's my target right now, High Point. My least favorite activity on the Appalachian Trail is filtering water. It takes a long time, it's annoying, and I just don't like doing it. But I often get asked how it's done. This is how it's done. I have this CNOC bag here that I fill with water. That's 3 liters. Got the good old-fashioned dependable Sawyer's 20s, and I fill these bad boys up, and that's how we roll. So here we go. Got the water bottle, got this guy, and this is when I get my shoes soaked. All right, that's it. And that's how we get fresh water, clean water on the AT. This part of the AT is literally hugging the border of New York. So that brick wall is New York, but we've just been skimming right along the northern edge of New Jersey. Actually, the shelter I stayed in last night, when I left the trail, it was New Jersey. By the time I got to the shelter, which is only 0.1 miles away, I was in New York. So it's just this upper edge of New Jersey. I kind of feel like I'd owe an explanation as to why I had no idea that I was on the stairway to heaven yesterday. The top of that was called Pinwheels Vista. Coming down off that was not fun. That was rough. I did not like that section at all. Pinwheels Vista. So you know what's so funny? Far Out, the app, didn't happen to mention that that was the stairway to heaven. It's like a super famous part of the trail in New Jersey. And I was like, man, this sucks. It's so rocky. When I was hating life on it, I did a chat GPT of, quote, at what mile on the Appalachian Trail is the stairway to heaven in New Jersey? And the answer was around 1330. Stairway to heaven's around 1361. So it was off by 30 full miles. Just goes to show you, can't trust AI. I feel like when most people think of New Jersey, they think of the opening to The Sopranos, which that's a great show, but that's not really New Jersey. Yes, it is New Jersey, but there's a lot of New Jersey that's just this. Nature, farms, fields, mountains. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. I really feel like New Jersey does not get enough love on the AT. It is fantastic. If you have not hiked the AT in New Jersey, just do it. I could easily go around, but I kind of feel like when you come to these things, you gotta go over. Let's go. Anytime I see these rock walls in the middle of the woods, I think to myself, somebody spent a lot of time and effort in their life to do that. And now it's just marking some random spot in the woods. Seems like a lot of wasted effort to me. Theoretically, you know that if you're heading to some place called High Point, it's going to be a lot of uphill. The first few miles were basically flat, once again. So now we're making up for it. I think I'm going to take my first break of the day by leaning on this log like a ladder. My son will know what clip to put in right here. I can see a ladder leaning on a log. Wait for it. There you go. As a doctor, I would advise everyone against eating macadamia nuts on a routine basis. However, gram per gram, they have one of the highest caloric and fat concentrations of any food that you can possibly eat. So on trail, if you're looking to get a lot of calories and carry little weight, this is the bad boy. You gotta eat. Yummy! And this little sit pad is the most valuable piece of gear. It weighs nothing and turns any log into a comfortable place to sit. It's exactly 9:30 and I'm exactly 5 miles in. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I know it's going to absolutely eat away at my brain if I know there's a tiny section of New Jersey I haven't completed. So I think no matter what, unless my body completely fails, I'm gonna have to push it all the way to the pickup spot where Papa always gets me and Troji and Rousseau coming from the other direction. And once I finish that, New Jersey's done. The weather's perfect. I mean, it's just a beautiful day again. I gotta finish today. So we'll see how it goes. Well, things are starting to work out. My father-in-law agreed to pick me up at that spot where he picks up me and my boys, usually in June. I think it's Culver Lake, I don't know. So it looks like we're gonna be going the distance today. I'm just gonna try to keep a nice, easy pace. I mean, look at this, this is gorgeous. It's like perfect day. It's probably like 60 degrees, a little breeze. Absolutely perfect. Guess there's a shelter out that way. And I'm going this way, going up. Rocky and up. That's NJ SOBO. All right, this is pretty awesome. I'm assuming the view from here is gonna be sweet. Oh my God. Oh, let's go. Yeah, nice. All right, high point. Although I would love to go up to the monument, you know, the AT goes very close to it, but doesn't go through the monument. I would have to backtrack a ways. And I'm trying to go the distance today, so we'll have to do that trip another time. Anyway, it's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, that's all just to say. Finally going down. Going to be very careful. Don't want to ever repeat of 2 days ago. I'm coming up on the High Point Park entrance. If there's a spot I can fill up my water bottles and dump my trash, that will be the greatest mental win of all time. It's amazing just being out on trail for a couple days. Really nice lady just left this place and she told me there's a water fountain, a trash can, and a flushable toilet. And it's like, it brought a tear to my eye. These things you just take for granted. And then when you see them, it's just like, I can't even explain. I can't even explain. Nice. Oh, this place is sweet. Life is not worth living unless you have generic orange soda. I was going to stop at noontime. This place is just so pog, and this seat is so comfortable, and this soda is so delicious that I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit. It's just past 11. Vicky at the High Point Welcome Center was super nice. I have 14 miles to go. My average right now is not very fast, but I've taken a bunch of breaks. That should be my longest break. If I can average like a little more than 2 miles an hour, I'll be there by 6. Let's get to Culver's Gap. Well, I just had my first fall of the day. New Jersey, if I haven't mentioned it, is quite rocky. New Jersey has some rocks as well. But it's not just rocky. It's a lot of this loose shale crap. And I wasn't even hiking. I just stopped to get my bearings and the rock I was standing on just went out. Fortunately, did not hurt myself, but you got to be careful in New Jersey. No step is flat. Doesn't look like it. But this is a steep little climb. It's about 12:30. I've gone a little over 10.5 miles. The total hike should be around 21.1. It's getting noticeably cloudier and windier and colder, so that's a little motivation for me to get moving. I took a couple long breaks this morning. I'm not going to be videotaping as much. I'm going to try to really push these miles out. Less than 10 miles left. This is where the self-doubt starts to kick in. No one's forcing me to be out here, but I'm gonna keep going because I know I'll be really mad at myself if I stop. I don't meditate. I've tried, but I can't do it. I think though that long section hiking is sort of the closest I'll ever come to that. I don't know if anyone else out there who hikes has experienced this, but there are times when you're walking and it almost feels like you're watching it as a movie. Like you're moving through the woods, but you don't feel how tired you are. And you're just picking all the right spots to put your feet. And everything's just working perfectly. It's like a flow state, I guess. And there are very few times in my life I get to feel that flow state. And out here, I feel it a lot. And it gives you a chance to kind of process some stuff too. So this is the kind of downer portion of today's hike, but it's important. In November 2024, I lost my mom, and then in August of 2025, I lost my dad. And both were pretty rough for very different reasons. And I didn't, having two shocks like that in such a short amount of time, it's like my emotions just turned off. And it wasn't until recently that I started kind of feeling that. And being out here, you kind of can work through some of that, I'm not listening to music or books or anything out here. I'm just listening to the sounds of my feet and my breathing and just watching the woods go by. And it's really peaceful. And it's physically exhausting, but mentally extremely, extremely healthy, I think. There's so many good metaphors for life out here when you're on trail too. Like, quite literally, it is common to find yourself completely off trail, literally off the path. But the important thing is you recognize it as quickly as possible. You get your bearings, you suck it up, and you get yourself back on the path. And then what do? You keep going forward. You just got to keep going forward. Bad stuff is going to happen. You just got to keep moving forward. And this is the Mashapekong shelter. It's like a nice, clean little shelter. Bear box, privy back there. Nice spot. I'm not the only one hiking the AT today. That's a porcupine. I'm just gonna follow him down the trail. One thing I've learned about porcupines is they really aren't scared of people. Hey, dude. Oh, I guess he's scared of people. It's all right, dude. I'm not gonna hurt you. Just you don't hurt me. It's all good. Yeah. But dude, I'm just gonna pass underneath you. Not looking for any trouble. I'm not gonna hurt you. All right, my dude. The last time I encountered a porcupine on the AT was in 2024 with my boys, Troj and Rousseau, shout out, at Crater Lake in New Jersey. It was a mom and a baby, and I had to keep shooing the baby away because it kept walking up towards me. That's why I thought they weren't afraid of people. I guess as adults, they become a little bit more wary. I mean, for the most part, it's been pretty flat. but there's just something very mentally and physically fatiguing about every single step you take. Your ankles are twisting in a different direction. And when you're wearing a pack, it's even that much worse. So I'm kind of feeling the pain right here. New Jersey's showing its teeth. This section of trail is a little bit eerie, just in respect to the fact that I've been hiking for about 2.5 hours. And I haven't seen anybody. I'm still pretty far away. But as my little guy would say, I'm just gonna deal with it, rock with it. We are coming up on Sunrise Mountain. Don't see much sun right now, but I assume on a clear day in the morning, that's quite a view. And that out there, that's Pennsylvania. .9 miles away. I'm hurting right now. But you know what the best thing to do when you're hurting is? Take a quick break, hydrate. Yeah. It's just after 4 p.m. I just passed 17.77 miles. Before I forget, I just want to say thank you for a few people in my life. First, my boys. You guys are awesome. Love you. My older guy's gonna be the one editing this video down to something decent. And my wife just celebrated 20 years together last Tuesday, actually a week ago. So, I love you, babe. But I also wanted to say a special thank you to my father-in-law, Papa Tony. You are awesome. Like, logistically speaking, he's the one for the past 3 years or so who's given me the most tangible support for hiking. He drives me and my buddies, takes time out of his day to drive me and my buddies to trailheads and from trailheads. You know, I called him up last night, kind of out of the blue, and was like, hey, I think you might need to come pick me up. And he said, sure. So, Papa Tony, you're awesome. We'll be seeing him in a few miles. My best advice for anyone thinking of hiking the AT in New Jersey and wants to get into a little bit of shape before you come out on trail, here's the training plan. Go to your local gym, get on the treadmill. Start with it flat. Then every third or fourth step, roll your ankle. Random direction, in, out, it doesn't matter. Both ankles, sometimes alternating ankles for many miles. Now put the incline on max. Keep rolling your ankles over. Then when you're done with that, take a quick break, then go over to the Stairmaster and do that, and roll your ankle every single time you take a step. And in your earbuds, put on some sounds of airplanes flying overhead and bumblebees, and you will be all set for the AT along the Pennsylvania border. All right, this is Culver Fire Tower, Pennsylvania. That's New Jersey. On another day, I would go up there and take a look at the view, but not today. 2 miles from the gap, just about 5 p.m. I might even get there before 6, but my body is really angry at me right now. This is all mental willpower at this point, because I just want to lay down this trail and not move for a couple of hours. As I'm coming to the end of the hike, that's Culver Lake, by the way. As I'm coming to the end of the hike, I just want to go through some of the highlights day by day. Day 1 had to be the fall where I scraped up my leg, took a chunk out of my palm. Then to follow that with seeing a coyote and 3 bears. And then finishing it up with sleeping in the 30s with a 50-degree rated sleeping bag. Those are the highlights from day 1. Day 2, I'm gonna say, going down the stairway to heaven, twisting my ankles a ton of times, and just thinking it was just another section of the trail, not realizing it was a stairway to heaven. Then that boardwalk was absolutely phenomenal, followed by that walk around the marsh, and then bird feeder, giving out free stuff up in New York before coming back down to Jersey. That was awesome. And then just, you know, that secret shelter being able to spend the night there solo was just such a gift. It was awesome. And day 3, the longest day and the most vertical day. I will remember High Point. That was very cool. I will remember seeing 6 people in over 20 miles. So it was a very, very solitary hike. And yeah, just I'll remember how much it hurt. My ankles, my poor ankles. I got chicken legs. I think the ultimate highlight though of day 3 will be the next video that I shoot coming up here instantaneously for you in about 1.5 miles for me. And that's when Papa Tony comes rolling in and takes me off this trail. I love this trail. It'll be nice to get off. Sorry, I couldn't resist. One might say that's a pesky bee. My son will know what to do with that. 0.6 left to go and a steep decline. Of course it starts raining. All right, here we go. There he is right there. All right, the man. Here he is, the legend. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. And just a couple minutes before 6. Let's go.